man. Check this game out. Best game I seen Dallas play so far, man. We got Paige Bueckers really killing it. I don't see the box score yet, but like she out there going crazy. Enrique just made a nice play. You know what I mean? But the difference though, Zia James. Zia James has been the missing piece the whole time. Zia James is a beast. You know what I'm saying? Zia James is a beast. You can kind of tell that Cochran's is really, he's really allowing Paige Bueckers to go off, you know, and that's good. That's what you do. My first time back there at that arena. They say Paige is undefeated there at this arena, so it's good. Let her get off. I don't even think he took her out yet. I don't think Paige is rested not one time. They on a break right now, but I don't even think Paige is rested one time. You know what I mean? He letting her just run. She might have missed like one shot so far. I don't have the numbers in front of me, y'all, but she running in. She getting that mid-range done. And this right here is what I'm talking about. Like a lot of these coaches who like going with the old school stuff of not playing those rookies, they messing up. What Cochran has done tonight though, he gave a Zia James some burn. Zia James is a beast so far, man. She hit like all her 3-pointers she done hit. Enrique set her up for a 3. Paige set her up for a 3. You know what I'm saying? How you doing, Alexa? How you doing? Came through. And number 22 just took Paige to school on that one. But Paige has been playing. She plays some good defense so far. You know what I mean? But she just got took to school on that one. They're just a larger player. Ain't nothing you can do. All right, so DJ Carrington is back in. We got Dallas up 48-34. Paige bringing the ball up. Pass to Enrique. Enrique looking, measuring. All right, they got the pick and roll going with Alyssa Smith, but Enrique elects to keep it. She just shot misses. Connecticut bringing it up. She takes it straight to the hoop. Damn. Right up over Dejanay. 48-36. You know what I mean? Yeah, Dallas definitely balling. Bama, no doubt about it. All right, Paige got the rock. Pass to D. I thought that was Dejanay. Is that Dejanay? Yeah, that's Dejanay. Alyssa Smith, okay. That was a nice hook by Alyssa Smith. I didn't even know she had that, but it ain't fall. 48-36, Connecticut got the ball. Down in the post, Alyssa Smith down in the post against, I don't know, some big girl. All right, good play by Alyssa Smith. Damn, Paige just turned the ball over. They called foul. 48-36 Dallas. This is the best Dallas I've seen so far, man. You know. NHL, not really, man. Not really. I don't watch that whole lot of hockey. Sometimes, like, if the Flyers go far in the playoffs, if, like, the Flyers have a Stanley Cup chance, I might watch a little bit, but it ain't really my thing, man. I'm more basketball, football, boxing. My main sports. I'll do some baseball though. Like if the Phillies playoff time, I can cover the Phillies. You know, but I can't. It's like baseball, just too many regular season games, man. Like it was 126 of them things. It's a little bit too much, man. All right, Paige Bueckers at the foul line. You know what I mean? I look like Zebby. I don't even know who the hell that is. All right, so Paige Bueckers knocks down the 2 free throws. 50-36 Dallas. Number 4 bringing it up. Tina Charles has been balling. Tina Charles and Crazy Mabry. They probably pretty much all Connecticut got right now until Anissa Morrow come back. Okay, it's still by Enrique. That's like Enrique's 4th damn steal. Enrique one-on-one, trying to get the breakdown. Enrique looking for a shot, you can tell. She ain't trying to share that ball, but there you go, turn the damn ball over. So that's the thing about Enrique, man. We ain't got time for the knucklehead stuff, man. I love Enrique as a player, man. One of my favorites to watch, but like sometimes, man, she just be like the hell with the offense, and she just try to go get her numbers, man. What Enrique got to learn how to do is get her numbers within the flow of the game. Right there, that was some knucklehead stuff. She had two players open, defense converged on her, and she wouldn't kick it out, man. Like, damn, I really want to see Paige and Enrique work out because that's the quickest way for them to build something that can be a contender. But like, if everybody's not bought in, you can't, man. You know. But I tell you what, though, they trying to move Enrique, Chicago Sky. You know what I mean? They need to be raising their hand like, yo, what y'all want? What y'all want, man? You know. Now some of Angel Reese fans have said they would trade Reese for Enrique. That's more so because they want to see Angel with Paige, which would be crazy. If Angel Reese and Paige were together, that would be a contender because that's the one thing they need. And then I guess they could run as Zia James next to Paige. You know what I'm saying? Don't run these and they next to her. That could work. That could work. But like for Dallas though, for my Dallas fan, I mean Chicago fans, I'm sure they wouldn't like that. They're not trying to give up on Reese, I don't think. You know what I mean? Said she's the female Westbrook. Yeah. I mean I can see that. Yep. But Westbrook more of a Westbrook ain't really the scoring guy. He's more like the triple double guy. You know what I mean? Whereas Enrique got an offensive game. I think the closest to Kyrie. She's just not as efficient as Kyrie. You know what I mean? But it's like you just for some reason they don't produce wins with her like that. Even though she got far 2 years ago, so I don't think it's impossible like a lot of people act like. 2 years ago, Enrique got to the semifinals. Paige is on. She on a heater, man, from the mid range today. I don't even think she tried I think Paige up to like 19. How much? What did they just say? Paige got another steal. Paige going crazy today. She in Connecticut. Damn! Full court pass to DJ. DJ didn't convert though. $52.38, man. This is the best I seen Paige look though. She mad comfortable. She back in UConn in Connecticut. They say she undefeated in this stadium. You know what I mean? DJ, man. I needed DJ to who that? Rakesh Mahabai. All gangster. He's all gangster. Nah, I ain't no gangster no more, man. What's that? She's in the zone. Yes, she is, man. Yes, she is. You're a real one. Thanks, Rocky. We try to keep it real around here. Look at this. Start talking about some Trump 2028, man. You ain't pushing me. You ain't pulling me into no damn political talk. Talking about some Trump. I don't talk politics here, man. This is a sports channel. Give me a football player to make an edit of not the Chiefs or the Saints. A football player to make an edit of Saquon Barkley. Eagles suck. Yeah, all right. You know what I'm saying? Only haters call champions sucks. You know what I'm saying? Only a hater would say that. You know what I mean? But you got it, homie. You must have been one of the teams that the Eagles smashed. Let me see. You know? Truth is Strange says, hey, baby, how are you doing? Anyway, if you want to say something like that, you got to send me a picture of how you look. You don't just hide your face and then do that. Because then I don't know who you are or what type of time you want. Let's be normal and not be strange, y'all. 54-40 Dallas. Paige Bueckers bringing it up. She got a defensive player on her. I don't know. I'm sorry. All right, now she's defended by my girl Mabry. Crazy Mabry. All right. Paige gets it into Hines Allen. Damn. Freaking Mabry just goes down and trips her. You know how crazy ass Mabry probably tripped her on purpose. How we feel about the Broncos this year? The Broncos? I don't know. What you mean how we feel about playing them? We're going to whoop their ass. Truth is strange. I'm a normal dude and you say, hey, babe, and you're a normal dude? Yeah. Let me see what I'm going to do with you. A dude said, how you doing, baby? Let me put your dumb ass on timeout, right, for 10 seconds. You do it again, I'm going to bounce you. Yeah, I don't play that. Said, no, bro, I'm Bucks. We beat you. Oh, you Bucks? You talking about Milwaukee Bucks? Okay. Okay. That's what's up. Is it true Eagles fans are the most LGBTQ fan base. If you bring up another gay thing, right, and I'm gonna bounce you. I don't talk that gay shit here, bro. Sports Talk for real. Yo, what's going on, Sports Talk for real? That's my man. That's my boy right there, man. Go check out his channel, man. He got some good stuff over there. I've been asking the boy to be more be a little bit more, familiar, more active. That's what you need to do. Go Birds boy. I guess that's cool. Yeah, he damn sure hating, ain't he? But I understand though, the Eagles got a lot of people mad out here. So Dallas 56-40. Dallas looking real good, man. They about to go into the half with a nice little lead. All they gotta do is keep it. Tina Charles, contain Mabry, and they got this one other player who was getting off real good. I forget her name, man. I gotta pay a little bit more attention to the Sun. Who that? Is that Morrow? That's Morrow in there? That's Anissa Morrow playing? What? I ain't know Anissa Morrow was playing. Okay, she must not be starting. I guess it's because it got Tina Charles. But shit, if I got Anissa Morrow, I'm starting her. They're crazy. Yeah, of course they mad because the Birds got that chip, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, go ahead, holler, man. Eagles got them a couple. All right, good for them. Glad KC didn't get another one. Yeah, a lot of people is shouting out the Eagles for that, making sure that Kansas City ain't get one. A lot of people hate Kansas City. A lot of people, and I can dig it. You know what I'm saying? But we got more than a couple. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all might say the Eagles got two. For us, we got five. The Eagles won the NFL championship in 1948. They won the championship in 1949. Eagles won the championship in 1960, right? 2017 and 2024, those ain't nothing but a different name. It's called the Super Bowl. It's still just an NFL championship. Do you like the Commanders? Hell no, I don't like the Commanders. Hell, what I like the Commanders for? You see the hat? You see what the hat is, right? Washington cheering for Eagles big time. No, they not. Oh, you said it was cheering for the Eagles. You. George Pickens D1 crash out. I mean, we're going to see. You know what I mean? Like, it's more than just Pickens. You got to deal with the whole number one ranked defense in the league. You know, you need Tom to pass the ball. You need Dak to make the proper reads. And then he's going to have to beat a top flight corner. Whatever corner you're going against a top flight corner on the Eagles. Ain't no weaknesses in that secondary, my brother. You know what I'm saying? So, good for Pickens, but, I mean, you think that's enough? Yep, if you think that's enough. Those ain't Super Bowls. They's championships, though. Super Bowl is just a name. The NFL championships. You know what I mean? I don't care about the name, Super Bowl, and all that. Damn, Beckett's turned the damn ball over at the end. Come on, Beck. So I don't need you to be a turnover machine. I need you to be different. Damn, tomorrow almost knocked that down. All right, so Dallas goes into halftime 56-42. Best Dallas I seen. And we ain't talking about no damn Cowboys. We're talking about Dallas Wings, of course. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all football fans coming in here. You know? Super Bowl era is all that counts. No, sir. Nope. The whole entire NFL. Super Bowl era only counts to people that are casuals. If you're a real football NFL guy like myself, who've probably watched everything that the NFL films has put out, you know, since the early times, if you really about that sport, the whole history matters to you. Not just what happened last week. Because, you know why I bring that up too? It's because the Dallas Cowboy fans and Washington Redskins fans, I don't call you Commanders, Redskins fans and Giants fans, they want to bring up shit that happened in the 90s. They want to bring up shit that happened in the 80s when you had John Riggins, you know what I'm saying, Darryl Green, you know, and guys like that, and the Hogs and all that kind of stuff. All right, we're going to bring up history. We're going to bring up all the history. You don't get to decide, all right, 1967 it cut off. I don't agree with you. I don't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? Do you think that Caleb Williams would be good in NFL? Yes. Yes, I do think Caleb Williams will be good, but the Bears have to build some structure around him that makes some sense. The Bears don't have a history of building anything around a quarterback. Even in 1985, the quarterback room was horrible. It was just all defense. The Bears are a team that are known for great running backs and great middle linebackers. That's what they're known for, and great safeties. They have to demonstrate an ability to to uh to build a quarterback. And Caleb is their first. Yeah, I think Caleb is their first number one pick at quarterback. Now, I get they should have taken Jaden Daniels, obviously, but Caleb is still quality quarterback. They have to build structure around him, sound structure. So whether that's go get the right offensive mind, to help them. Like you got to look at what Washington did. You got Kingsbury. Kingsbury is a guy, with a track record of damn, look at that boy. Whew. Anyway, let me keep my mind here. A track record of building good quarterbacks. Do the Bears have a guy like Kingsbury there? It's very important, you know. If I was them, I would have went and got Frank Reich, somebody like that, Or if you can find a quarterback coach that knows how to coach a quarterback like Caleb, that style, that's what I would do. I don't know who's out there, but that's what they need to do, man. GP head case though, yeah. Nah, Super Bowl only. Yeah, I'm ignoring all that, bro. I already told you what it is. Don't tell me no Super Bowl only. Eagles has the biggest LGBTQ fan base. That's pretty commendable. Yeah, all right. So I warned y'all about LGBT comments and all that, right? So you are gone. You feel me? You're going from this joint. We don't talk LGBTQ here, whether it's negative, positive, any of that here. That's not what this is about. This is a sports channel. We don't talk people's sexes and all. We don't talk nothing that got to do with sex here. We don't do that, bro, because that's not an interest of this particular channel. Keith Manola says, that's like me saying Pittsburgh Panthers had the most NCAA championships, 9 titles, most won back in the 20s and 30s. Yeah, you can say that. What's wrong with saying that? I don't get your point. 20s, 30s, 10s, 18, 50s, it happened. You know what I mean? And those fans got the right to say that. Those teams got the right to claim that. I don't care when it was. You know what I mean? I don't care about when it's called Super Bowl. It was a championship. Papoose was good. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. What did he do? Okay, you going too, my brother. I don't know. You almost think this a joke. I don't play that gay shit around here, my man. We don't do that. Lordy said, I'm a huge fan of you. Listen, man, if that's a compliment, I appreciate it. Not looking for fans, though. Just for people that like the content. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Let me see. Eagles might win again. Eagles will win again. Yep. Eagles will win again. So, go Birds, absolutely, bro. But we here watching the Dallas Wings versus the Connecticut Sun. That's what this about, man. This ain't no football. When football comes back, we're gonna have some live football stuff here for sure. So far, let me go check these numbers out, man. Let me go check these numbers out for this game. The tail of the tape so far. Dallas Wings. 56-42. Obviously, that's a good first half. 56 points. You know what I mean? You're talking about 40-minute quarters. That's good. So Paige Bueckers got 15. She 5 or 6 on the floor. Let's go check that out, man. Since y'all like stats. Paige Bueckers got 15 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. That's somewhat of a triple. That's a triple-double watch. Somewhat. Not really. You want to kind of get one of those up to about 6 or 7. You know what I mean? But 15 points. She was excellent from the floor, 5 or 6. Only one miss. Zia James, though, was the difference. They gave Zia James some tick. She got 6 minutes. She came in, drained like 2 3-pointers. Enrique, 2 points, slow off the field, but like what Enrique gotta understand is, it ain't really about that, man. Y'all up 14 right now, and then in the event that Connecticut make a run, that's when Enrique can just go do her thing. She catch fire at any time, man. I don't want her getting all caught up in, you know what I mean, who's scoring what and who doing what. That's not what I want to see, man. Dejanay got 7 points, which ain't bad. She started off struggling from the field a little bit, but if Dejanay can end up with 12, 13, that's about an average from last year. You know what I'm saying? Does Cooper DeJean get the pass? Get what pass? What you talking about? I don't understand. Cooper's a beast. You know what I'm saying? What you mean, does Cooper DeJean get a pass? I don't understand that question. My man Goose, post production. I know nothing about football. Okay. So I know nothing about sports, but I know how to make hydrochloric radiated acid. Let me see. Yeah, bye, bro. Yeah, bye. You know. Yeah, y'all some dumbass niggas coming in here, bro. About to block a whole lot of y'all. Y'all must be like 15-year-olds or something, man. Y'all some stupid dudes. Yeah, let me get these dumbass dudes out of here. These dudes is faggots and stupid shit like that. Let me get them out of here. I'm not even putting y'all on timeout. Y'all going. I don't ever want to see y'all again. I don't play them games, guys. Y'all got the wrong dude, bruh. Get stupid ass out of here. Let me see. Have you seen Jurassic World Rebirth trailer? Yeah, I did see the trailer. I think Scarlett is in that. So I'm gonna go check that out because Scarlett Johansson in it. One of my favorite actresses right there. What year is my car? None of your business. Super Bowl champs. Chiefs doo-doo. Let me see. What else about this game here? What else about this game? Yeah, this is the first honestly winnable game that Dallas had for them, and it's good that they pulling it out. Cause like if they went out there and lost to Connecticut Sun, Lord have mercy, what could you say? Connecticut Sun is a team. So Anissa Morrow got 2 minutes, 2 points. Okay, I get it. They must be Anissa. I get it. Anissa Morrow must be on like a minutes restriction, because maybe this is her first game back, if I'm not mistaken. I do have to check that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the deal with her. Yep. Yep. So let me see what the deal is. Yeah, a lot of y'all real sad in the comment section. Real sad dudes, man. Real sad. Pretty sure I've never seen CC 6 of 7 to start a game. Paige being efficient. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Paige is definitely efficient. Problem with CC why she's rarely efficient like that is because of the type of shots that she takes. You know what I mean? She takes shots that are very difficult shots. Looking for long logo threes. The thing about a 3-point shot is the best 3-point shooters are around 42%. One of the best lifetime 3-point shooters, I think, is Dale Ellis. He's at like 44%. That's like a lifetime thing. When your bread and butter is a 3-point shot, it's hard to be an efficient player at the same time. That's kind of the thing with that. And really, for real, nobody's really great at logo threes. You know what I mean? It's just like you could be better than other people, but it by its nature is a very difficult shot to have as your bread and butter. Name your top 10 basketball players. I got to get that some thought, man. Top 10. You know, what particular, what order that would be in, man. But just offhand, you know, top 10. You know, of course, Michael Jordan. Kobe Bryant is in there somewhere. I'm not sure where at. Um, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is in there for sure. Magic Johnson is in there. Um, Bob Cousy's in there. Larry Bird. I don't know how many I get. Six. Uh, mm, Kevin Garnett. No, Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan's in there. Kevin Garnett is on my favorite to watch list, but I got to think about whether or not he's top 10 overall for me. All right, so all right, Mike, Kobe, um, Larry Bird, Kareem, yeah, Hakeem Olajuwon, Tim Duncan, uh, Shaq is in there for me. Magic, of course. Uh, hmm, Bob Cousy. Uh, Bill. See, I gotta see. I'm debating between Bill Russell, Kevin Garnett, uh, Barkley, Dirk. There's a lot of guys. It's hard for me to figure out who I'm putting over who in that situation. You know, like Bill impacted the team around him in crazy ways, man. To not be a dominant scorer, but to impact the game like that, just off of defensive end and then leadership. Those are things I like. Dirk had one of the craziest seasons I've seen that year when he went to the title. That dude was unstoppable. You talking about going through Kobe and LeBron James. Um, yeah, you can put LeBron in there. Maybe LeBron. Probably maybe LeBron is in my top 10 as well. We could go with that. But I also like Kevin Durant. But I think when you compare their careers, you got to put LeBron over Durant. Just one more. Kevin Durant had a chance to surpass LeBron, but when he went to Brooklyn and now he's in Phoenix, I think that hurt him a lot. You know, like you can always argue that Durant does certain things on the court better than LeBron, especially when it comes to scoring. He's more three level. He's way more smoother, much more graceful game. Um, Definitely would beat LeBron in a shooting contest any day of the week. All those types of things. But when you look at overall impact on the team, you got to give it to LeBron, I guess. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. It's hard. Hopefully that helped. I just named some of my favorite players. Julius Erving is there for me, but I don't know if he's top 10. Charles Barkley is another one for me. Grant Hill. Grant Hill, I think, would have been talked about the way LeBron is talked about if it wasn't for a lot of injuries that he suffered. Bro, man, start talking about my favorite basketball players, man. Penny Hardaway, goodness gracious. Who's one? I like a lot of guys, man. You know. Sam Weiss, your stupid ass is out of here. You're a stupid ass. Like focus on the sport at hand. Don't worry about me, bruh. Yeah, he's a nut, man. You are a nut. Love from Bulgaria. Okay, that's what's up, Bulgaria. That is what's up. What's up for the UK? What's up, UK? Yeah, I was in London before, back in 2015. I was in London for like just a week or whatever. way at halftime. This is a long behind halftime. All right, they back. We about to get back to action. We about to get back to action. Sam Weiss. And I hate to have whatever damn HIV your mama got, bitch. That's what I would hate to have. Whatever venereal disease your mama got, that's what I would hate to have. Oh, man. Let me see. Because I'm sure she was a hoe. Probably still is, if she alive. And if she did, she probably died of being a hoe. Let me see. All right, so Enrique bringing the ball up. Pass to Dejanay. Dejanay looking. Down to Hines Island, back to Dejanay. Dejanay breaking down her defender. Okay, ew, good move by Dejanay. Got to the hole. $58.42. So what we got? The problem is I don't know a lot of these players in Connecticut, man. I gotta call out. I just calling out their numbers. I don't know their names, man. My bad. My bad. They called a foul on Hines Island. Got 9 minutes 23 to go in the third quarter. Tina Charles with the ball. Ew, nice move. Tina Charles is still nice. Crazy. Overhead move she putting on. Hines Island. Passing to Alyssa Smith. I think some type of foul was called. I don't know who was on. It was on Charles. Come on, y'all, don't start whistling at everything, man. That makes the game boring. You know what I'm saying? Dejanay taking the ball out. $58.44. Paige with the rock. Damn, Paige just let it go. Let it fly. She missed. Dejanay gets the rebound, puts it up. Almost makes it. I think she was fouled. She had the free throw line. Two shots for Dejanay Carrington. $58.44 over Connecticut. Oh, man. Dejanay makes both free throws, 60-44. Hopefully this is something that Dallas can use to springboard off to some better play. But they got to keep Zia James, though. They got to keep her in that rotation, for sure. Wings ball out of bounds. Unique Carrington shoots a three, misses. Mabry with the rebound. Mabry looking up court. Pass it to Sheldon. Dejanay Carrington got a nice block on Sheldon. Connecticut ball. I think they called a foul on Dejanay. Yeah, they whistling everything right now, man. They out here bugging. They out here bugging. Tina Charles makes her first free throw. Tina Charles got 14. She out here balling. Old as I don't know what, man. Balling. And Dejanay could have shot that three. She takes it in. Whatchamacallit, Hines Allen comes in. Rebound, Dejanay. Misses. Hines Allen with Durant. Passes to Paige Bueckers. Paige works around the screen. Paige kicks it out to Enrique. Enrique misses. Paige trying to get Enrique going. Enrique misses. Mabry knocks down the mid-range in front of Dejanay. 60-48. Dallas need to stop the bleeding right now. We're going to call Connecticut going to try to inch their way back in. Dejanay takes a three-point shot. Bad shot, but she makes it. So I guess that makes it good. 63-48. Dallas. Damn, the Mabry comes back, just drains a three. You got to stick Mabry. You got to stick her. Alyssa Smith tries to pass it to Enrique. Kick ball, they call, I believe, on Mabry. On money, Mabry. Alyssa Smith, nice pass from Hines Allen. Good score, 65-51 Dallas. It's good stuff, man. Got Tina Charles working on Alyssa Smith. She about to put the old head move on her. She gets fouled. Yeah, Dallas balling tonight, man. So who Chicago Sky fans here? What you think we're gonna do tonight, y'all? Chicago. What's gonna happen tonight, man? Any Sky fans? None of you weirdo people in the chat talking to people that's here to talk what we talking. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's up with that weirdo stuff, man. I gotta do a better job of just ignoring y'all, I guess. The weirdos. The Chicago, man, we need to win in the worst way. I think we playing you're going up against I think it's gonna be a tough one though, going up against Alyssa Thomas and them. There's still no Khalid Copper though. We got Enrique. Okay, Enrique, drain the three. Yeah, get Enrique going. $68.53. Marina Mabry tries a pass, intercepted. Enrique got a pocket pick. Hines Allen, they called a foul on Hines Allen against Nelson and Dota, who I think is about to shoot 2 free throws. That was a good steal by Nelson and Dota. Marina Mabry definitely be using that offhand. She a little push-off queen herself. Yeah, Mabry's crazy. They know Mabry crazy though. Paige Bueckers brings it up. Paige Bueckers getting stuck full court. For those of y'all who think she don't, she getting stuck full court this whole damn game. Enrique again. Enrique, another three. So that's what I'm saying. That's what you do. Let Enrique just get up points now. You know what I'm saying? So $71.55. That's why Enrique gotta learn. You ain't gotta rush it. Plenty of time left. You can get your numbers. You know what I'm saying? Ew, nice block by Paige. Ew. Enrique, his Paige on the break. Ew, okay. That's 17 for Paige, I think. Damn, and Mabry come down, drain the 3 right at Paige high. That's one thing Mabry will do. Mabry keep them in there. I wish Chicago would go get Mabry back, man. Damn, then Enrique come down. Now, once Enrique on the heater, y'all know what it is. Once Enrique on the heater, they didn't call the timeout. They said, shit. Once Enrique on the heater, it's different. Her heater different. You know what I'm saying? So we got Notre Dame going back and forth real quick. Notre Dame with a little bit of UConn up in here. Damn. This game getting crazy. Ew. Dallas needed this, man. Just some easier competition. You know what I'm saying? That's what they needed. Yeah. Yeah. It's nice. Oh, man. So Dallas finally will get their first win. That's good, man. They need to somehow, build on this though. You know, it didn't want to make no sense you go out there and just lose the next game. Who does Dallas play next anyway? Let's see. Let me see. Who does Dallas play? Dallas Wings next game. Oh, damn, Chicago Sky. Oh, man, they play Chicago Sky the next 2 games. Lord have mercy, man. Whew. I guess I'm rooting for the Sky because the Sky have no wins. You know what I mean? I'm kind of like rooting for both teams, man, but the Sky, that's my squad. You feel me? And, I don't know, man. Whoever win, I guess. You know what I mean? It's good, man, because like neither one of those teams are ready for any real competition. You know what I'm saying? They would get smoked by any real teams right now. They need this little easy competition in order to get themselves together. So, it's gonna be a rough one for Chicago tonight. It's gonna be a rough one. But then, you got the 2 games against Dallas. That's good, So I'm hoping Chicago can do it tonight, man. But like, bro, I'm not picking them to win nothing. I just can't do it, man. What's up with my chat here, man? What's up with my chat? Chat just be sitting there forever. Okay, I see what's happening. I got crazies, man. What's up with all these crazies in here today, man? Talking about Trump, talking about, you know what I mean? Oh, so you got the Sky winning? Good. I hope so, bro. I hope so. Yep. I hope so. It ain't gonna be easy. The Mercury have been playing better than the Sky. But the Sky needs something, man. That would have been sick if Enrique would have made that. That was a little heat check for Enrique. Defense down there. You got Mabry and DJ going at it. Y'all know how they do. Like they used to be ready to rumble all the time. But then they were teammates, so they were homies, which I knew would happen anyway. See, Valkyries and Storm getting smoked today. The Storm, who do the Storm play today? You say the Storm getting smoked. Who do they play? Pro Charge Mopar. If I'm saying your name right. Say go Cowboys. I keep the faith, buddy. I like Cowboy fans, man. Y'all always welcome to come in here. Cowboy fans, always welcome here. Said Lynx and Liberty going to stay undefeated, looks like. Yeah. Look at my autism boy. My man came through. What's up, my autism boy? I don't think I ever saw you come through here before, man. So he said, are the Dallas Wings overrated? No, man, ain't nobody saying the Dallas Wings are good. you gotta be good to be considered overrated. Paige, best game though, 19 points. There's no surprise that she did this in Connecticut. You know what I mean? That's like her second home. And in Minnesota, the Lynx ain't let her do nothing. So she just doing her thing tonight. And the best thing is, they're winning. Yep. Benjamin, what's up, Ben? Says Paige, 23-8 is my prediction. Playing really well. Yeah. It's Connecticut, so she gonna do a thing out there. They say she's undefeated in that building. She know that court very well. Said Matthew Garcia, we don't have much, but we got our boys. Do you? He said Lynx are tapping on the Storm. The Storm got to play the Lynx. I'm at to go peek at that game. I know that game crazy. Or I'll catch it later because I gotta check out the Sky after this. I'll have to catch the Lynx and the Storm later tonight, man. And I'm gonna definitely have to talk about that one for sure. But this was good for Dallas, man. They need soft competition right now to get their stuff together. They reminded me, I kind of like the Fever last year, first 10 games. Well, I think the Fever is a better team. Like, they don't have no Aaliyah Boston on their team. They have Enrique, who's similar to Kelsey Mitchell to me. But they're missing. They got Dejanay. But Lexi Ho kind of provides some of that. You know what I mean? I don't think Lexi Ho is as good as Dejanay, but she similar type of impact. You know what I mean? Well, Lexi's a better shooter, that's for sure. So that can be debated. Who's better out of them two. But what Dallas is missing, Hines Allen, though she's playing okay, she ain't no Leah Boston. But the point is the continuity, I think, is what's missing from Dallas, and I think they will at some point in the season hit some sort of a stride. I really believe so. It's just you got to get Enrique to buy in to whatever the coach is selling. That's the challenge. Because I don't want to see them trade Enrique, man. I really don't. In my ideal world, her and Paige become a dynamic duo. Come on now, DJ. You dribbling way too much. All right, good shot by Enrique. She got 2 fouls. Go Niners. Yeah. 49ers versus Eagles again, the NFC Championship game. Think so? I mean, I think we'll be there. It's just up to y'all. Like, what y'all gonna do without Debo, bro? And then what does McCaffrey look like? That's the thing, man. I think it's all about what McCaffrey looks like, and then how well you gonna replace Debo. I don't know about the Niners, man. I agree, Shade Girl, 85. Good one for the Wings. Yep, definitely good for their mental. Especially a nice, easy win. You know what I mean? It kind of tells you, at least you're not as bad as Connecticut. At least you're not as bad as Connecticut. That's the good thing. Listen, McCarry, I think they should lower the rim so they can dunk. You want to see the women dunk, bro? K-Dot's big bro. Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT. Patrick Mahomes is working on a GOAT resume. He's not there yet, but he's on his way. He's working on that type of resume. Autism boy, Wings or Sun. I think the Wings got this one, brother. I think the Wings got this one. I don't think the Sun got a chance here. Unless Mabry just goes berserk and then they put on some type of defensive clinic, which I don't see happening. You know, Charles and Mabry are some good players, but they ain't good enough to overcome this. Goes to post production. I'm back. Thank you for not blocking me. Why did I block you? Did you say something crazy? Cause I know I blocked a couple of y'all, man. I don't play them little dumb comments, little LGBT stuff and all that. No, I don't play that stuff. I got no patience for it. I don't care what your preference is in that area. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. This is not the area to comment to speak on that stuff. 18-point lead by Dallas, 84-66. Paige Bueckers with the rock. Y'all see that? Paige definitely picked up full court. Yeah. Just so y'all understand. They got mad respect for that rook right there. Okay, Segrist, good ball movement. Good ball movement behind Allen Segrist. And Enrique gets her another easy point. I need Enrique to get her points so that way she happy. Ghost 8 post production. Don't worry, I'm not stupid on the internet. I hold valuable conversations. See, if you don't say it to your face, they won't say it online. Okay, I can respect that. I can respect that. But I don't even care about people talking tough or anything like that. I just don't like weird stuff like that. Has nothing to do with the conversation. That's my thing. I don't like weirdo stuff. But I don't mind people talking tough. It doesn't mean anything, or that kind of stuff. Or threat. I don't care about that stuff. You see, you picked the Wings to win 2 autism boys. All right, we on the same page, bro. Wings up 18 right now. We only got 1 quarter to go. I think that's a good pick. I think that's a good, safe pick, my man. And Team Charles got 24. Team Charles still be balling, bro. Ooh, he going in. So I remember one day I met Mike Tyson. He told me on the internet, he said on the internet making people soft. Yeah, Mike Tyson, he got some quotes for you. Say these NBA dudes make it look so easy. Middies and non-stop threes, damn. Well, they going crazy over there in New York. How the Nova Knicks looking? Nova Knicks look like they gonna pull it out, or they letting Indiana win. I have like a little bit of an interest in the Nova Knicks, but because all them boys, man, those are my young boys that I was rooting for when they was over in Villanova. I used to see them guys in person all the time, man. Especially Bridges. Bridges got family I know. DiVincenzo, he's from like right over Delaware. You know what I mean? He's come through. Hart, the only one that's from like outside the area. Hart from like DC area. But Brunson, his dad, you know what I'm saying? I knew his dad from Temple. Rick Brunson, you know what I'm saying? But I can't root for anything New York. You understand? That's the problem. I can't do it. So that's the problem we have. But all of them, they kids from here, man. They all Eagles fans. They all Phillies fans. You know what I'm saying? But for some reason, the Sixers did not think any of those kids that were raised right up under their noses was worth drafting. It's ridiculous. Sixers actually drafted Mikal Bridges, and then they traded him that night. But what's crazy, though, is that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander went right after Bridges. So the Sixers not only did they not take Bridges, but then they didn't take SGA. Come on, man. Sixers pissed me off, man. Yeah, I know Showtime over there covering it. Damn. Indy up. Damn. See, also the new generation of sports players are crazy off the field. What do you mean by crazy? In a good way or bad way? Uh, Ghost 8. Pacers probably win tonight. I'm from New York City, so I'm rooting Knicks. Just think Indy is deeper. Yeah, it looks that way, man. I'm surprised, man. They took the first two at the Garden. That was nasty. And when they did that, I'm like, damn. You know, everybody loved to have their best performances at the Garden. It was crazy. Yeah, I know Showtime over there covering it, but it's like, you know, I root for them boys. They all Philly boys, but they play for the damn Knicks, man. It's ridiculous. Say nobody knew SGA would be this. Yeah, but it's the job of the GMs to kind of predict that stuff, to see that stuff, man. It's the job. Like, they knew he was 6'7" and had talent. They knew that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they knew maybe you take a shot on him, especially at 10. You know? We didn't even take Michael Porter. The Sixers went and they traded Mikal Bridges for a kid named Zaire Smith or something like that. Dude not even in the league. Sixers could have took Michael Porter or the SGA. Like, at the time we had Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons should have already been, we should have been planning to get him out of here. Anyway, after we saw, like, his first 2 years, he refused to shoot the ball, Sixers should have been making contingency plans. Don't even say nothing to him. Like, talk real good about Ben Simmons to the media and all that, but on the side, let me go grab another point guard, get this boy up out of here, you know? But they weren't thinking that. They were thinking this guy would somehow just would be realistic and start shooting. Never did, man. And then now Ben, I don't know, he's like damaged goods, man. Like, he broke it. He played in that All-Star game, and I think he fell on his tailbone, messed his back up. So not only is he a guy that never developed a jump shot, then he tore his back up, man. You know? It's crazy. You see, that's the thing, Chris. The Avanzo, like, you can't look for MVP good at the time. It's your job to project what you think a player can be, especially when you're talking about outside of the top five, right? When you have the top five, right, you're looking at who are the ready guys. But when you're talking about you drafting at 10 to 15 to 20, that's where you need GMs who can project from. That's why you get paid the big money. What can this kid be if we put him in a proper player development program? Right? Those guys who took Giannis. Think about it. Giannis was the 22nd pick. Milwaukee was they were geniuses. That's when you really make your money as a GM when you pick there. Shit, anybody can pick Cooper Flagg. Fucking anybody can pick LeBron James. Anybody can pick, Blake Griffin or whatever. It's like it's when you are like out of the top five and you're between, really 7, 8, 9, 10 to the 20s. That's where the great GMs do their work. The guys who pick Paul George, the guys who pick Kawhi Leonard, Paige the number one. Oh, for sure. Paige, man. If Paige keep playing like this, man, she'll get there, Roy. Right now, she got some little competition from Kiki and from Kiki and from Citron, Sonya. But she keep doing this, they give it to her. Because they, her being number one pick, they'll want to give it to her anyway. And then they're also going to project, the league, of course, has a lot of plans for Caitlin Clark. So what they'll be looking for is her rival. Her natural rival isn't Angel Reese. Her natural rival will be Paige Bueckers. Because you got to look back, way back, man, when they were kids, talking about around 2019 or so, they were always like the two. I mean, I ain't gonna say rivals, but they were as far as like ranking, high school rankings. Now, Angel Reese was there too, but once Angel Reese like kind of had that injury and she was no longer in the point guard discussion, she was kind of kind of out of that. The only way Angel Reese became a rival for Clark is figuratively is because the championship game. But as far as this player versus this player, they're naturally rivals. Paige and Caitlin, same size, around the same age. I think Paige might be a year older, but they're around the same size, same age. Games are similar in some ways. In a lot of ways, they both have that elite court vision. They both have they both can shoot very well. I think Paige is just more. I just think Paige has more to her offensive game in terms of like spots where she shoots from. But it's going to be interesting, man. I think that's the rivalry that's going to emerge. Paige's team versus Caitlin's team. Obviously, this year, Caitlin's team will probably dust Dallas. But when we project later on, I can see them two going at it in a lot of finals. Because I think one is on the East, one is on the West. Is it Dallas? Hold up. How does it work with Dallas? Is Dallas on the side where they would match the Fever in the championship, or is it in the playoffs? If someone can tell me real quick, I can look it up, but if someone can tell me real quick, because I know there is an East and a West somewhat in the W. But if they get face in the finals, that's gonna be the one. That's gonna be the one. The real rivalry. Said Pacers let New York get 35 in the first. That's 144 a game. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna keep that up though. They get 35 each quarter, man. That'd be crazy, bro. A lot of times, man, these teams they just don't lock in yet in that first quarter. I can't anticipate to do that, but that is kind of crazy. Yo, who's better for landing, Rick Carlisle or Mike D'Antoni? Oh, Rick Carlisle, man. Mike D'Antoni sucks. Rick Carlisle. I ain't never no D'Antoni guy. I don't like none of that stuff. Chris Avanzo said the Sixers let Simmons down too. I don't know, just something never clicked for him. Never. How do you feel the Sixers let him down though, Chris? How do you feel they let Ben Simmons down? That's interesting. Benjamin Smith, Ben says the scoring in the game is not sustainable. 43, yeah, exactly. I agree. You're right. Look at the Warriors taking Steph and Clay, developing them because they went. Yeah, not even just Steph and Clay, but also Draymond Green. Draymond Green was a second round pick. It's about player development, man. Like when you separate those teams. Like look at Miami. Miami gets a lot of players. Like Jimmy Butler was just an outcast from the nobody wanted. And then you got all those other guys they get. They get guys from the G League. They get guys from all over the place. Miami has a culture. They have hellified coaching staff, and they have player development, man. Miami is probably one of the best run organizations. Problem is they just don't have they just wasn't able to win it all. They don't have the Jokic level, the guy, the SGA level guy, that guy. Now Jimmy gets you somewhere, but it was just something missing, man, that they couldn't compete with, the Lakers in the bubble, and they couldn't compete with Denver. Totally different positions for CC and A are hard to be rivals. Yeah, their teams are rivals. You know what I mean? It's just right. The players are not direct rivals. I get what you mean, but I don't believe you got to be the same position to be rivals. You know what I mean? Bird and Magic weren't the same position. Everybody accepts the rival between Bird and Magic. One is a point guard, other is a three. Um, so Bird and Magic didn't face each other directly. It was just with their rivals because they're both the franchise players for their respective teams. I'm leading my squad, you leading your squad, and we're going at it. So in that sense, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are rivals. Like Angel Reese is the leader on her team. She is, and Caitlin Clark is the leader on their team, on her team. That in that way they're rivals. But of course, I sound like I'm contradicting myself, but I'm really not. I mean, it's different ways. What I mean is her natural rival that's free of like the drama that's built from the championship game is Paige Bueckers. If that makes sense, it's like they like the same size, same everything. It's crazy. So playoffs they use only record and W for matchups. Okay, the W conference doesn't matter. Only the top 8 make it. Right, but how do they decide who plays who to get to the final? You know what I mean? That's the part I don't understand. I'll look it up. I'll look it up if it's too much to like type. You know what I mean? Since conference only matters for tiebreakers for seeding, the W conference doesn't matter. Only top 8 make it. Okay. I think I know what you will say. It was just the top 8, and then but but they do it in a way where like Connecticut and Las Vegas on the same side, right? And then teams like Washington and New York and all that is on the kind of another side though. I thought I saw something like that, that's why I have to look it up. It's a little confusing to me. Chris says wasted picks by Philly and letting Jimmy go and trade and trashing him to the media, and I think the expectations. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah, but that's more. I see that as more like letting Embiid down more so than letting Simmons down. You know, uh, what I can't get past with Ben Simmons is him never taking ownership to work on his own game. You know what I mean? And because he didn't do that, for me, the accountability ultimately falls on him. Had Ben Simmons worked on his game, he probably wouldn't even need as much help as you think. Like, had he become that second coming of LeBron that people would predict it, Embiid and, like, say, Maxey would just been enough. You know, then especially that year when you had Jimmy and Tobias and Embiid, there was no reason for that team to not win that title that year. Especially, all you had to do, you didn't have to get past Milwaukee. All you had to do was get past that Kawhi-led Toronto team, very beatable team. Sixers were actually up three. They were up 2-1 at a certain point in that series. Like, it was ridiculous. And B's the fault too, because he allowed um uh Gasol, to kind of like almost shut him down in certain games. It was ridiculous. He couldn't figure out Gasol. All right, Paige being guarded by number 14. Nice pass. Out to Segras. They called a foul on somebody. I don't know. They called all types of stuff. The Last Starfighter. Not sure what you're talking about. Boston and the Lakers back then was crazy rivals. Oh, yeah. Angel and Cardoso beefing, or was that media BS? I believe it's media BS. Yeah, I believe that's media BS. I don't see anything coming from the actual team that indicates that. Please say hello to my friend Hilario from Dominican Republic, the best basketball shooter. You believe in reparations. Say I'm not a fan of Doc's coaching either, so I'm not sure I would have hired him after some of those Clippers years. Oh, you talking about? I don't know. For some reason, I was thinking Dr. J. All right, you talking about Doc Rivers? Yeah, Doc really hasn't looked good since his time at with the Celtics. Uh, I'll tell you what, Doc has done a better job than Nurse. I'll tell you that. You know, he did a better job. He done a better job than Nurse, man. At least when under Doc, there were games where Embiid was out, Simmons was out, and we had a bunch of like backup guys and role players. and Doc would still put something on the floor that was competitive. With Nick Nurse, when Embiid is out, Maxi's out, like we get obliterated. It's not even a competitive thing. So while Doc it ain't perfect, his team always fought. They always fought, and I kind of like appreciate that kind of stuff. That's just me. Paige Bueckers with the rock. Pass to Enrique. Enrique 1-on-1. She's looking. She on the wing. Out to Hines Allen. Hines Allen back to Paige. Paige dribbling. Take it baseline. Loses the damn ball. But they call it a reach. Okay. Rick Adelman or Doc Rivers, which coach was better for that? That's a tough one. I don't know. Did you see that WNBA said they saw nothing with allegations in the Sky Fever game? Okay. No, I didn't see that, but that's what they say. Hey, that's what they say. Chris, Nurse and Morey both should be gone. In my opinion, I don't like the direction they're taking, but I think Maxey and McCain are both good building blocks. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Yeah. Uh, I let Nurse have this season. If it's more of the same, then yeah, I think both of them got to go. But I think the Sixers right now are positioning themselves to move on from Morey. They just took Jameer Nelson, very beloved player from around here. He went to St. Joe's star, and they just made him the assistant GM. Okay, so you know what that means. Morey is like, you on your last leg. They won't hesitate to put Jameer Nelson in that spot. And Jameer Nelson is somebody that the Philly fans and the Philly faithful, they'll be patient with him. That'll be a good move. So those things are being worked on, I'm sure, as we speak. All right, so we got 3 minutes 42 seconds left in this game. It looks like Dallas is up 22. They just sat Paige down. So that'll probably be the last of Paige Bueckers we'll see tonight. I want to get a look at her final numbers. Let's see. All right. So Paige Bueckers, 21 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. Yep, good game. I'm trying to get where she was from the floor. Let's see. Paige Bueckers from the floor tonight. "21 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists for plus 15. Oh, that's good. Well, I was interested. Paige did not attempt not one 3-pointer. It's interesting. All right, but from the floor, now she's 80% from the field, but they don't have like the actual numbers in front of me yet. So I guess it's because the game is still on, so they're not like they haven't released what she was from the field yet, or at least on the stat pages yet. That'll be available probably in a few minutes. In a few minutes. Well, good game, man. Overall, good game for. This is what Dallas needs. These easy competition, and they also have Chicago Sky next 2 games, so those are both winnable, of course. Even though I'll probably be rooting for Chicago, I guess. But if we gotta lose, to Dallas, I won't be that upset about that. Love Paige Bueckers' game, man. Dejanay is my favorite player in the whole association. So I'm naturally pulling for Dallas, you know, and Chicago, but Dallas got too many of my favorite players. So, but listen, man, thank everybody for coming through, man. It was just chilling. A lot of times I just watch the game, get a little bored, so I say, hell, might as well go live. See what Ben talking about, see what Autism Boy talking about, see what Pro Charge Mopar, if I'm saying it right, talking about, and many of the others of Edward T. Jameer Nelson used to slide down to Delaware and hoop outside before he got drafted. Yeah, you know about that. You know about that. Yep, these are facts, brother. You know who I see oftentimes? I see Lionel Simmons often, man. Lionel Simmons be chilling right outside some buildings around here, projects. I'll tell nobody. He chilling out there, man. And I saw Dawn Staley the other day. So Dawn Staley was just here 2 days. She was just here Sunday, filling out. Uh, she had a book signing over at a church, the Enoch church around here, the Enoch Baptist Church. She was doing a book signing. I didn't go up to her. I should have got a damn selfie so I could put it on here to help boost my channel and all of that, because I know there's a lot of Dawn Staley lovers. But I'm not the guy, really. That's not me. I don't go up to people and ask for that type of stuff. You know what I mean? And I've actually seen Dawn Staley a number of times. I've seen her when I worked at IKEA years ago. I've seen her come through there. I actually helped her get some furniture and stuff like that. So but I should have got a selfie, man. I should have got a selfie. You see, I think the youth of today are low IQ, addicted to sex, drugs, and clout, easily influenced by media, and cannot think for themselves. What do you think? Uh, I think you have a wide generalization there. I would say this is the way I would put it is the worst of the youth today, and then you can tell you what you said, right? So I got kids, right? My kids ain't into none of that. You know what I'm saying? So there's always exceptions to that, but many of the youth, unfortunately, do fall under what you just described there. But not everybody. You know what I mean? It's about the parents, man, and making sure that you managing your kids properly. Make sure they don't get into that, man. Give them alternatives. Make sure that they are up on their homework, man. And if whatever they're not getting at school, you teach them at home, man. Monitor what they're watching, what they put into the brain. It's very important that you watch and monitor what's being put in here, because ultimately that filters to here, to the heart, and that creates character. And you can only, what's going to come out is what's put in. That's what you always got to remember. Okay? What the kids are, taking the sex, drugs, and all of that. If you got your kids watching a bunch of sex on TV, watching a bunch of drugs, open to trying drugs, all of that stuff, if all they have is a phone and they're on social media all day and 10 years old, 11, 12, 13, you got to think about what they're putting in. And what you put in is just going to be what comes out, man. You know, that's just what it is, man. So you got to remember that. But yeah, I gotta go ahead, man. Get ready for the Chicago game. But before that, I gotta go grab some couple little grub. You know what I mean? And thanks for coming through. I get with you good people later, man. Peace out.